I'm Robert Osborne. I'm one of the Social Security attorneys here at Ginarte, O'Dwyer, González, Gallardo, and Winograd. This week I'm going to be discussing residual functional capacity. As some of you may recall, the residual functional capacity assessment comes into play in the fourth and fifth steps of the sequential evaluation process. The first few steps involve determining whether or not someone is still engaged in work. The next step involves determining whether or not someone has a severe medically determinable impairment. The third step involves determining whether or not someone meets the listings, which is the subject of another blog that I've written. And the fourth step and the fifth step involve residual functional capacity. Residual functional capacity is what you're still able to do in spite of your limitations. It's the most you can still do. So for example, if you have a limitation because of a back problem, you may still be able to do household chores, or you may be able to sit for an hour or more. If you have the ability to do those things, then your residual functional capacity may not be as bad as a judge may need it to be in order to find you disabled. So in looking at residual functional capacity, we look at what a person is still able to do. In terms of disability, what we try and do is find out what all of your limitations are when we assess what you can still do. So we'll take a look at things like your ability to do chores, such as laundry, grocery shopping, things of that nature. And if we can make an assessment as to whether or not you're severely limited in those things, then there's a pretty good chance that you might be able to get disability. We will oftentimes ask you about things such as childcare, things such as your past relevant work, and whether or not you're still able to do it. If you can't do it, that helps to establish disability. And if you can't do your prior relevant work, then we move on to determine whether or not there's any other work that you can possibly do. All of this involves residual functional capacity. If you want to learn more about it, please look at my blog. Thank you very much and have a nice day.